Camp with Adam Marburger, exclusively on CBT News.
Welcome to Training Camp exclusively on CBT News. I'm your host, Adam Marburger. I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a black belt in F&I, and this show's designed to help automotive professionals enhance their F&I operations to ultimately achieve the rank in black belt. Today, I've got a very special guest. I've got a dear friend with me. I've got a super achiever. This guy's kind of a big deal. I want to introduce my friend, John Allen. Welcome to Training Camp, my brother.
You're too kind, man. You're too kind. So, yeah, my name is John Allen, General Manager and Vice President of Allen Chevrolet Cadillac in Monroe, Michigan, just south of Detroit. As Adam was saying, we've been friends for a while, man. It's been good. Yeah, you've helped out so much, and I really appreciate you. And you guys need to listen to what this guy says. So I do. So, a little bit about me. We're a family-owned dealership. We got the store in 91, and we were on the bad side of those bankruptcies in 09. So we lost our dealership. We fought, got it back. My father was going through cancer. I was 25 at the time, so I was running it. Had no idea what I was doing. Took on some partners. The partners then, looked out obviously for the business's best interest and separated ways with me. And that was a humbling experience to get fired from a place with your name on it. That is, I don't know how many people have that on their checkbook, on their mark of accomplishments. But yeah, no, I got fired from there. I had no car and $100 to my name. And my grandfather loaned me his handicap van. And and then I got some great advice was to I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. He said, fall back in love with the car business, because obviously I was very jaded. And so that's what I did. And I started selling cars in 2010, subprime. And 5 years later, I was running 2 car dealerships. And then 6 years after that, I was able to buy the partners out that my dad was silent partners with. And here we are.
You got a story, and I love it. And you said something that I really want to dial in on. You just said that the advice was to fall back in love with the car business. So how did you do that? What did you do? What steps did you take to fall back in love with our fabulous industry?
But you have to feel a sense of accomplishment. And so what happened was I went back into sales. I thought I knew it all. I graduated from Northwood. I was a general manager. I did all this, blah, 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 blah. And I started getting my teeth kicked in bad. And I was blaming everybody but myself. And when I finally looked in the mirror and realized I was the issue, and it just took off from there. And I thought I was invested in myself, but I wasn't, not at the level that it needed, and I wasn't applying it at the level that it needed to. So then I started applying it. And when you start getting those wins and you get that success, and you have the ability to change people's lives for the positive or negative. And I believe in helping people, changing lives for the better. I mean, we all know this. We could put customers in a horrible spot, and we have a choice to make on whether or not we will allow that or not. And I refuse to do that. And to actually put people in a great spot, to watch them leave, to know that they're set up for success. Now, whatever they do after they leave is up to them. Those are their choices. But to make sure that you at least set them up right is unbelievable. And I got to do that from selling cars, especially in subprime. Get a chance to rebuild people's credit, show them that they have a bright future, see what we can do. If you keep doing this, I'll help you get out. And then to watch people come back 6 months or a year later and able to help them out. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I looked at the positivity of that, and it just felt amazing to help people, to make people excited. And then obviously I was compensated accordingly for it too, which helped. So
you said something when you were getting out of your journey and you were climbing back to falling back in love. And one thing that kind of hit me in the gut was you became more self-aware. It seemed to be you became more self-aware of your surroundings. You decided to make better decisions to get to where you ultimately deserve to be. And hats off to you, man. I bet that was very difficult, especially getting let go from a store with your name on it, right? And so I'm sure you learned more from that scenario that's helped you now lead and guide other people. And that's what I want to talk about. It's about leading people. See, you're in a unique role. You're in a very important role. You've got a lot of pressure on you. You got people looking up to you. So what are you doing in your store? And I'm like I told you earlier, I'm just going to ask some questions because I want knowledge that we can share with others, okay? So from a leadership standpoint, personal development, vocationally, personally, it's very important to consistently train. What measures do you guys take place at your store? How committed are you to training and development? And as a dealer, what are your expectations out of your upper management as far as buy-in to training and development and actually taking action on it? If you don't mind alluding on that, that would be great.
I mean, the training only continues as long as I'm involved in the training, as long as I continue to train, as long as I continue to self-improve. So as soon as I stop, as soon as I start easing off, like you just see it just starts peeling away. And so, if you're in lead, I mean, you set the standard. I mean, you have to. And so it's, people ask what I, do all day. My number one goal, what I do all day, every day is, one, I make sure my employees are here. Two, I make sure, are they mentally here? Three, are they aware of what's expected and what they're supposed to accomplish today? And then four, do they have the tools that's needed for success? And that's what I focus on all day, every day. And so I'm the standard, and I have to follow through that stuff. So, I mean, you can't take the knowledge away from you. I mean, you have to invest in yourself. The greatest investment you can make in yourself, and that's throwing a law all over the time and everything. It's like you have to. The only person you can really rely on when push comes to shove, when you're in the mud and you're in the trenches, is yourself. I mean, that's it. That's it, man. I mean, I love Adam. He's great. Okay, if I need something, he'll come. But I tell you what, if I fell down and broke my leg and I needed some real help right now, guess what? He's in Atlanta right now. I got to figure it out, man.
Yeah.
I have to rely on myself. No matter what the intentions, whatever you have to. And then you set the level. And then when they see you grow, that just feeds down. And we were talking about this. I believe in being selfish in the ability and invest in yourself and then wanting to grow. And that I want to grow and I want my guys to grow and I want them to reach goals that they want. And for them to do that, they have to make me elevate. So I tell them, I'm like, dude, you want my job? Please take it. How come you haven't taken my job yet? Yeah. What are you doing? Stop it. Take my job. I'm trying to give you money. Take it.
I love it.
And so that's what it's about. And everything from F&I to, that's what it's about, man. It was just constant. And all I did was, it was all day, every day. And I was blessed. So when I did F&I, so we're in the Detroit market, they're known for outstanding F&I numbers. Just great. It's just so easy.
I've worked in that market. I'm aware.
It's especially the domestic and, 90% lease.
Tough.
24-month leases, $1,000 is $40 bump, right? And then so it is ruthless. It is ruthless. I mean, it is nothing to have a store do 600-800 across the board F&I. Yeah. And you're like, dude, these guys actually do a decent job. Like, they're not schmucks. These guys aren't bad salespeople. It's just tough.
Tough market.
I mean, they could obviously do better. They could do this and everything, but it's like, dude, you're doing 800 a copy. Like, that's not horrible. That's not like get them fired and get them out of here.
That's the hardest market. Toughest. Detroit Metro, and I can say this. Challenge me on this, anybody, because I've been in every market. Metro's the toughest market. It's very difficult. It's very difficult on F&I. And let me ask you this. You said something about, number one, you make sure your people are physically there. Mm-hmm. And then number two, you said you're making sure they were mentally there. I like that. Mm-hmm. That's leadership. So let's say Tommy is physically there, but you can tell he's mentally trashed. How do you handle that scenario as a dealer?
Yeah, I mean, you can see it through their body language. So they're like, hey, man, how's it going? And especially if your goal is to try to talk to everybody every day, which is almost impossible, right? So But even if you miss a couple days, it's the third or the fourth day that you end up seeing them, right? And different things can happen. So you'll ask and you'll be like, hey, how's it go? Oh, dude, I'm good. And usually it's some of them, they just kind of really hold it in if they're not willing to be up forward. And then sometimes I'll just go directly to their department head and be like, hey, what's going on, man? Like, I've walked by a couple times, I haven't really seen them. What's going on? And they'll be like, oh, man, this is what they're going through. Or if maybe if the department head isn't aware of it. So then I'll go to the department head. I'll be like, dude, get with them, talk with them, find out what's going on. And then usually you'll find out. And, dude, life is ruthless. It is unforgiving. It is hard. I mean, when we bought the store back in 19, it had 50 employees. We're at 105. So basically, easy math, 2.5, people per family, or you can round it up to 3, let's just say that. So I have 300 people, okay, whose lives depend on the decisions I make. I mean, you have no idea. It's like, the hot water heater goes out and they don't know how they're going to pay for it or whatever. And so you need to find that out. And can you solve that? I mean, if you're worried about how $600 for a hot water heater, how are you going to apply that to work? And you're like, well, just apply that and work harder and you'll make the money. Dude, they'll beat you down. And it's like, if I can do this and pay $600 to make that happen and go like, what can I do, man? And you know the people, whether or not you're willing to invest in them or not. Mm-hmm. And I believe that somebody has to go first in truth, okay, in investment, in respect. Somebody has to go first. So if I want you to invest in me, I need to invest in you. Yes. And I'm going to go first. So here's $600. Go get that hot water heater. Okay. Go home, talk to your family, think about how you want to pay that back to me. Right? Usually they're like, oh, I'll pay it back to you in a month. And you're like, dude, you're not going to be able to pay it back to me in a month, man. Be realistic. You want 3 months? Like, I need you to win. And dude, it is amazing. And I tell you what, sometimes I get shafted. Sometimes that happens. But I tell you what, when that person leaves and I get shafted, everybody in the dealership knows that. And everybody, when that person then quit, everybody is like, so when that guy goes to the other dealership, he's like, oh, this other dealership's so much better. They're like, dude, what are you talking about, man? You're not a good person. This guy gave you he helped you when you were down, and then you took advantage of him. Dude, they have my back. Dude, that is worth unbelievable amount of money.
Yes, it is.
And so that's what I do. And unfortunately, the greatest return is when I get screwed over, which is really annoying and makes you not want to do it again. But that's what it's about. I want everybody to know, undeniably, I'm willing to go first, and I'm willing to invest in you. And let's go.
I love it. I freaking love it.
That's why they're willing to trade, and that's why they're willing to do it. Because that's the standard, man. That's what I expect. And I want to win. Yeah. And I want to win. And if we're going to win, you have to invest in yourself. You need to go. And these are my standards. And that's where we go. They know that. I play the win, man.
I love that. So speaking of winning, I'm going to ask you to share some stuff here in a minute. See, what I have found is super achievers have a common theme. Super achievers invest in themselves. Super achievers read a ton. Super achievers network with other super achievers. And the most important thing is super achievers have an extremely dialed in, structured morning routine. Now, I'm not going to ask you to share every detail of that, but for those out there in the automotive land that are striving to become a little bit better version of themselves, maybe we've got a salesperson out there that wants to be an F&I person, or maybe an F&I person that wants to be a GM one day. Maybe there's a GM out there that wants to own the store. What, as a high-powered dealer, what does your day look like in the morning? The first 2 hours you're awake, if you don't mind sharing, what does that look like? How do you set yourself? Because you just talked about, I want to win, I'm playing to win. Well, you don't just wake up and kind of guess what you're going to do that day. I'm guessing, at least, that you're not just winging it. So what does your morning routine look like, if you don't mind sharing that with our viewers?
Yeah, I mean, starting off is the hardest part, man. And you have to build that foundation. And once that foundation is pretty solid, I mean, right now, like, you're asking me, I'm like, oh, dude, like, it's pretty easy for me now, but I'm so used to doing it, okay? And it's like this ball is just rolling, so it's just so easy to push for me now. So, but, I mean, you have to take care of yourself. I mean, look at me, man. I sound like a mess right now, right? You have to physically take care of yourself. I mean, you can see right here, I wish this was my office at work, but it's not. It's my office at home. My wife did a wonderful job decorating it. So, but you have to take care of yourself physically. And it's like, dude, you don't have to be in Adam shape. I wish I was. This dude is in shape, bro. And
Jiu-Jitsu.
But I think so. But you have to be able to put in the effort, right? And you have to look respectable. And so, I mean, so that's number one. You have to physically be good. So, I stretch in the morning. I stretch my hips. Unbelievable. One of my physician friends told me that just stretch your hips. It's like the biggest muscle game changer.
Stretching is important. Man. I don't think we do that enough. I don't think us as a human population, I don't think we're stretching enough.
You aim for stretching your hips for 5 minutes every day, okay? And you end up doing it like 3 times a week, dude.
Yep. In
3 weeks, you'll be like, oh man, like I used to have this kink up here. It's gone. I used to get headaches. They're gone. Like I haven't had a headache in a while. It's amazing. Stretch your hips. I'm telling you. Aim for every day, and it'll probably happen like 3 times, right? 3 times a week.
I'm going to add that to my list.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. And first couple times you do it, you'll be like, oh, I don't want to do this again because it's, you feel it. But yeah, so physically and then mentally, invest in yourself. I mean, you have to exercise your body and then exercise your mind. I mean, every morning, like it happens. It's just done, like brushing your teeth and showering and whatever and taking care of the pet. Dude, I invest in myself, and you have to make the time. Now, I have an hour drive to work, so I take that opportunity to exercise my mind with either a podcast, okay, or listening to books, okay. A great book is You're the Problem by Mr. Adam. Highly recommend it. So, but no, invest in your mind and everything, and then I plan out my day. Because, I have kids, I have a 6 and a 5-year-old, and the house is all a mess and everything, and you try to write it down, and you're like, dude, the day that you have a meeting, right? And I get it. Is the day that, the wife is like, can you help them put them in the car? You're like, geez, I gotta go, so you have to make those choices, right? Mm-hmm. So then you have to make the time. And people are like, well, I don't have time to read, I can't read 3 books a month just because, I don't have an hour drive. I was like, just make the time then.
Yes.
Go to the office an hour early. I mean, I'd rather be in the office an hour early and doing it than driving. Okay, it's these Michigan roads that are construction barrels everywhere.
That's why we need wheel and tire, F&I people. If you're in Michigan, everybody needs wheel and tire.
Yeah, don't reinsure that, please. So
definitely don't want to reinsure that. You're 100% correct on that.
Yeah. Buy your wheel and tire through Adam. There we go. So, highly recommend. Great product. He does a great job representing it. So, backs it, gets the claims paid right away, pays the top dollar, and the service department's great. So, but yeah, so that's what it's about. Like, and then you have that. So I have that great foundation, and then because the foundation is solid, I'm able to adapt and make those changes when I have to take care of the kids right here and everything. But no matter what, I try to stretch, I try to do something, I try to wake up my mind, and then I always grow my mind because that's what's using. And on the way home, that's enjoyment. That's fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So my mind, when I walk in at 8 a.m., dude, my mind is going. I am prime. I am 100%. It is. If I'm off, okay, people know it right away. Like today, if I walk in and I'm not feeling good, people are like, dude, you all right? I'm like, oh yeah, just rough morning or the traffic or whatever it was, and the people know, and I'm like, thank you for calling me out, right? You can either be not, you can be nice or kind, right? I want you to be nice. I want you to help me, right? Call me out. Like I have something in my teeth, let me know, man.
Yeah.
So, they'll be like, dude, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, I guess I need another cup of coffee. I need to get my mind right. Whatever it was happening at home, right? I need to leave that. That's beating me up, right? Let's call each other out, help each other. Because they need me to win, for them to win.
Well, it's selfish at some level, too, to serve yourself. But at the end of the day, if you don't serve yourself and take care of yourself first, how do you expect to take care of a couple hundred people in your dealership every single day? And that's why my message to a lot of folks is there should be non-negotiable you time in the morning, non-negotiable me time, like the things that you were talking about. Invest in yourself so you can invest into others at the highest capacity. I got a final question for you before we get going here today is, What makes Allen, Chevy, Cadillac different from the competitors in Detroit Metro? Because we know this, that market is very competitive. So what makes you different? What separates you from the rest?
Well, our location is unbelievable. You know, we're in a town of 15,000 and very blue collar, which I love the blue collar people. And half our market is backed up to water. So I don't even have a 360 radius. So, you know, try to back yourself up to water so you don't have the market everywhere. So it just makes it easier. No, man, it's our location is tough. So we have to be better. And we know that. And so we have to, our expectations and our standard. And we want winners. And winners are attracted to winners. I mean, the average people do not like winners. You want go-getters. And we have people like, I mean, the top performers, like, they do complain. And people are like, oh, why are they always complaining? Why are they complaining? Because they care. Yeah. That person who's walking through your lot, who then says to the general manager or the sales manager, like, these cars are filthy, they're parked horrible, what's going on? These deliveries are bad, what's going on? This process is horrible. And because that person cares.
Yeah.
You don't like what he's saying. Now, he might be coming across, or he or she might be coming across horrible, right? But that person cares. So take that in. Get your ego aside. So that's what it is. So we invest in our people. So we don't have a mission statement. We have a purpose statement. The first one is invest in take care of we serve. So it's the serve. First, we serve our teammates. Okay. Then our customers. And then the community. And I tell you what, man, I've taken some backlash over that. And I got poster boards. You've seen it. I got a giant banner in the showroom that says, our purpose statement is to serve teammates, then customers. Our team goes first, and I stand to it.
I love it. I
don't back down. I'm here. I'm invested in you. I'm here to take care of you. If you need me, I'm here to help. Because I tell you what, I need you to put everything into our company. So how can I ask something of you I'm not willing to do? Because the thing is, I have to put 100% into you to hopefully get 80. And I tell you what, I'll take 80.
Amen.
Because I tell you what, a lot of people are getting 50 or 40%. And try to expect people to your standards, dude, that's not happening.
I love it.
It'd be crazy. No. Be realistic. Try to get the most out of them. And if they're trying and they're working and they're investing, keep going. So that's what we do, man. I take care of my people and I want to win. And that's what it's about. And I'm unapologetic about it.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. And you guys are winning. I mean, I follow you all online. I know some of your people. And you guys are constantly moving. You're constantly moving and shaking. And I love what I see on social media. You guys do such a great job with that. And I could sit and talk to you for 5 hours.
We went from 1,000 cars to, in 19 to, we'll fall just shy of 3,000 cars this year.
That's incredible.
So in 2019, the dealership was selling 1,000 cars. NADA, check. Like all the NADA metrics, this dealership was crushing it. And I took it from 1,000 and we'll just do just under 3,000 in a town of 15,000.
Well, you are the definition of a leader, my friend. Even though I know you're a little under the weather, you told me that earlier. I'm so grateful that you were able to show up and spend some time. But you've got me freaking jacked up, brother. I almost want to go sell a car. Right, you've got me fired up. So I just want to thank you so much, John, for spending some time with us here today. And I'm pretty confident that I'll see you sooner than later, my friend. I greatly appreciate your time today.
I appreciate you. Hey, everybody listen to Adam. This dude's unbelievable. Unbelievable. The man.
Do my best.
Brother.
Well, thank you for tuning into Training Camp exclusively on CBT News. Remember this, if nothing changes, nothing changes. We must take action in our stores and be willing to invest into training. See, training's not something we did. It's something that we must do, and we must do it on a continuous basis. It should never end, my friends. See, fights are not won in the ring. They're won in training camp.
Thanks for watching Training Camp with Adam Marburger, exclusively on CBT News.